Well, they didn't scrub everything. I don't know if you guys have been looking through the files like I have, but there are pages and pages, hundreds of pages that are just completely blacked out, which is completely illegal. However, they didn't scrub everything because I found something. And don't worry, I have receipts. Here you go. It looks like this was filed in 2020. She was 14 years old. She was 14 years old when Epstein took her to Mar-a-Lago and introduced her to Donald J. Trump. You can read it yourself. Epstein elbowed Trump playfully, asking him, "This is a good one, right?" She was 14. Trump smiled in agreement. I don't want any of you ever again telling me he's not involved in this. Read it yourself, even though they are combing through this, trying to redact any mention of anyone in their club. You can read it right here. Stop lying to yourself. Get on the right side of history.
So the US Department of Justice just released thousands of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, majorly known as Epstein files, who was a convicted sexual offender and died in prison due to the files that he promised to release. So in the files, there are complaints, as Americans are not satisfied with the files just released. Some of them have been removed from the original document, and people are commenting about this. So I have just collected these videos showing Americans not contented with the files released on the 19th December. That was on Friday. So let us watch these reactions and comment in the end.
At this point, I am totally convinced that the Epstein files is the distraction, and you do not have to agree with me. This morning, the Democratic House Oversight Committee released 95,000 images of the Epstein estate, and guess who was in them? Your boy Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton, and Bill Gates, and Steve Bannon, and Woody Allen, and Richard Brunson, amongst a couple other people, right? Let me just say this. Association does not make you guilty. Let's start there. And the simple fact that y'all keep giving us these Epstein files like it's a drip campaign is absolutely diabolical to me. It's either y'all gonna give it to us or y'all gonna keep them. Tell us something we don't know. Tell us something we don't know, like who names are not on the files, who paid to get their names off the files. Let's have this conversation, because at this point, for it to have been 95,000 images that was released and you only released 10 to 15 of them, that does not sit right with me. I'ma just say this. Y'all can keep falling for this shit if y'all want to, but like I said before, the Epstein files is the fucking distraction.
The way they playing in our faces with these redacted files, honey, that is exactly what they've been doing. Do you pick it? Every case of a celebrity, a public figure, who has now been found guilty with tons of evidence that has always been around, evidence that possibly some people could have got a hold of and been released it. This playbook ain't nothing new under the fucking sun, y'all. Because money makes people quiet. Money hushes shit. Okay? Money makes people look the other way. Turn the other fucking cheek. People, the behavior of people is what I'm saying is what the correlation with the redacted imagery is what I'm making. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, please let me know in the comments. I'm not saying it properly the way I really want to. But we've been enablers of abusers and predators, been redacting shit. Been doing it. Just ain't nothing new. Just a different day, a different year, and a new timeline.
The Department of Justice just released some of the Epstein files. It's very important for you to know that it is some. It is not all. The Department of Justice is breaking the Epstein Transparency Act by not releasing all of the Epstein files by December 19th, which is today. And I'm sorry, but it's very obvious that the files that you released are the files that y'all feel okay with the American people seeing, but that was not what the Epstein Transparency Act was for. It was for all of them. It seemed very obvious and clear that you released what you wanted, and the hundreds of thousands of documents within the Epstein files that you didn't want for us to see is what you did not release. And we want all of the Epstein files. We want all of the documents in the Epstein files. And there's no way that we are going to stop. We're going to keep pushing as much as we are now for the Epstein files, because you can't just pick and choose. That's not how the law works. I'm tired of this administration just doing whatever they think literally works for them. And it's the law. It's literally the law. Release all the Epstein files, all of them, like the law says, immediately.
So quick poll, who failed the assignment more egregiously? Was it Samantha Folnecki, the Oklahoma University student, who submitted an essay that was below the word count and used the Bible as her only source, yet cited nothing out of it, and is now using it to ramp up a run into the Republican red pill pipeline? Or was it Trump administration when they sent us Epstein files that was just black page after black page of redaction after redaction, and did not even submit the full amount of files by the deadline, and are now against federal law? They're out of compliance with federal law. Who failed more? Who failed the assignment more? Who did not follow the rules that were set in front of them? Because both of them are going to get off the hook. Samantha Folnecki is probably going to have a nice long career somewhere on Newsmax or on Fox as some sort of talking head analyst, or at least get a podcast. And Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, all those people are going to just keep on keeping on. They're not going to have any repercussions. Nothing's going to happen to them, even though they submitted us a bunch of junk. They were hundreds and hundreds of thousands of files short, and the ones they sent were just black page after black page of redaction. So, who did worse? Let me know.
I'm going to connect two viral topics of discussion. I'm going to connect the dots of these two. The Vanity Fair photos and the discourse around those photos, and also the Epstein file sort of release of these documents. For all these people that are saying that we over here on the left are being mean and dissecting the photos, the Vanity Fair photos, and being mean and critical about Caroline Leavitt's appearance, for example, and being too, like, reading into the photos too much of, like, say, Marco Rubio and how much he looks like he's, like, struggling and aged and just, like, disassociating, frankly. The reason why we are saying these things and the reason why we're right about them has to do with things like these Epstein files. This is the kind of shit that these people are defending, that they're covering up for, that they know is true. They know this kind of heavy, disgusting information about the sitting president and about people in their orbit. And they are covering for it, defending it, lying about it, deleting things, redacting things, doctoring things to cover for things like that. That's why these photos are such an interesting insight into who these people are, because doing things like that, yeah, that's going to age you. Being that evil, or even defending that kind of evil, yeah, it's going to age you. And it's also going to give free range to us to criticize your appearance, Caroline Leavitt. Because if you're going to be blah, 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 and be the mouthpiece for demonic shit like was going on Epstein's Island and all the people associated, including Trump, then yeah, we're going to have shit to say about it, and it's going to age you.
Hey guys, it is Marissa back with another video, and if you were not aware, they have released some of the photos from the Epstein files, and in my opinion, they don't really matter. And the reason why I say that is because if the people in the photos who were involved in anything strange with Epstein and some of the weird images that we have seen, are they actually going to be held accountable? I highly doubt it. Like, what's the point of showing us Bill Gates or Bill Clinton or Trump if none of them are going to be held accountable and arrested for the horrible things that they've done to these children for years and probably are still doing?
The controversy surrounding the Epstein files and the missing photo of Donald Trump has sparked intense debate. Here's what we need to know about this controversy. The DOJ, that is the U.S. Department of Justice, released thousands of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender. But some files, including a photo of Donald Trump, went missing from the website. The missing files, which were available on Friday but no longer accessible by Saturday, included images of paintings depicting nude women, and a photograph showing Trump, Melania Trump, Eipstein, and Maxwell. The DOJ explained that the photo was removed due to concerns about protecting potential victims, but after review, it was determined that no Epstein victims were depicted, and the image has been posted without alteration or reduction. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche stated that the removal had nothing to do with Donald Trump and was done to protect the identities of the victims of the Epstein's events. The release of Epstein's files has drawn criticism, as you just heard people commenting about it, including some Republicans who are throwing tantrums to the Democrats because one of the victims, or rather one of the most highlighted figures, was Bill Clinton. So some of the key points to consider in these situations are the missing files, because at least 16 files disappeared from the public webpage, including photos of prominent people. That is the President of America also in such a controversy. Reason for removal is not clear, as the DOJ, Department of Justice, tried to explain that it was about protecting the victim's identity, but still people are not contented with this issue, stating that this is a way of protecting the image of the presidency, who is at the center of all these Epstein files. So what is your thought on this? Because that is how we understand what you feel about these issues. These are an issue that has hit headlines in America for a while, and the solution or the end game for it is not still clear, because it is surrounding prominent figures, including Bill Gates, some who wants their images to be protected, and Americans have to say something. So share your thought on this. Also, do not forget to like and share. Thank you, and may God bless you.